Yo, welcome back to Azzadous Studios. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this preset. Welcome to the third episode of Sound Design Sunday. In this episode, we're going to look at Serum again, and I'm going to show you how I made this bass preset, which is quite a simple bass, but it's got an added 7th on top. Okay, so I've reset everything, and let's start with the sub. Really simple, left on the sine wave, 0 octave, the level's on 75% and the pan is on 0, and all I've done is click direct out. Moving on to Oscillator A, we've got basic shapes, which is in analog and basic shapes. I've put the octave up 1 plus 1, and what I've done is gone into the edit function here, this little button, and I've pulled bin 1 all the way up and bin 2 up to about 40%, and this just adds a little bit more harmonic, the second harmonic. There we go, about 35%. Okay, so the detune I've left as standard, there's no unison on this anyway. The random I've taken down to 0, the phase I've got on 210 degrees, wavetail position is on 1, and we're going to use FM from B when we've switched B on. Okay, so moving over to Oscillator B, I've got the default sound, octave I've put up 1, semi I've put up 7 to add the 7th on top of the root. The unison we've left standard again, no unison. Phase and random I've got both on 0. Wavetable position is on 1. There's no warping. Pan is on center, and the level I've taken down to 41%. And we're using FM from B on Oscillator A. So that's FM from B there, and we've got that on 32%, which is using Oscillator B to warp Oscillator A. Okay, so moving on to the filter, I've chosen MG Low 18. We've got A and B and the sub selected. The cutoff we have on 83 Hz. The res is on 35. The pan is dead center. 0 drive, 68 fat, and the mix is on 100%. And as you can see here, we're using the envelopes to affect this. So envelope 2 is what we're using to affect the cutoff here. So I've got quite a steep slope down, so it just knocks. The attack is on 5 milliseconds. The decay is 1 second. Sustain is on 0, hold is on 0, and the release is on 16 milliseconds. And then you drag the envelope over to cutoff, and we've got about 29 on the envelope mod. Envelope 1, we've got a similar slope to envelope 2, but we're letting it ring out a little bit more, so we've got 0.9 milliseconds on the attack, 0 hold, a second on the decay, minus 27.1 on the sustain, and then to let it ring out a little bit, we've got 181 milliseconds on the release. You can extend this if you want. Sometimes it's quite nice to have a bit of longer release. So if I bring that up, you can hear the bass just ring out a little bit extra. I'm going to leave it about 180. That'll do for now, 190. We're not doing anything with the LFO. So the next thing we can do is move over to the effects. And what we've got a little bit of dimension on. We'll switch the hyper completely off. So the size is on 10, the mix is on 12. Just adding a little bit to it. So the distortion, I've chosen diode 1. The drive is on 14% and the mix is on 47. So this destroys the sound quite a bit. But as you'll see when we get to the EQ, it's going to tidy it up. So the compressor, we've got a threshold on -26 dB, the ratio is on 3:1, the attack and release are both on 90 and the gain is on 0. And the mix is on 100. And finally the EQ. Start for the second one first. We've got a high cut. The frequency is on 209 Hz because we don't really want any of that high at all. And we're cutting out most of the mids too. The EQ is on 44% and the gain is on -8. And at the bottom we're just bringing out a little bit more of those lows with a bell curve. The gain is on 2.9, the Q is on 41 and the frequency is on 80 Hz. So it's quite a simple bass, but it's got the added 7th, which I think really makes it pop. Okay, so thanks for watching. As usual, the preset, the MIDI notes and the drum beat are all going to be available in the resources on my Facebook page. Check the description below. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.